Alright, everybody, welcome to the 17th episode of One Take Podcast, and today I'm joined by two recurring members of the podcast here. Firstly, we have Katie from the last episode, who was with Thor as well. Say hi, Katie.
Hello.
And you've seen him in many episodes before. I think we saw you also on the... What was it? Were you there at the anniversary episode?
No, I got sick.
Oh, yes, you were! Last minute.
Sick, I get sick.
I know. I'm just kidding around. But you've been in many episodes. I think you were on the 5th episode as your first appearance. Yep. And then you appeared on later episodes as well. Welcome back, SytYoshi.
Hello.
Alright, so you guys got your questions. Sorry if I sent them late, by the way, because I forgot to make them the day before. So I literally made them this morning when I woke up. But I'm pretty sure you guys reviewed it all, and I'm pretty sure we could get started right now, right?
Yep.
Sounds like a good time to start.
Alright then. But before we start, how many of you guys are how many? There's only 3 of us here. Are going to PAX South this January?
I am.
I'll be there.
I'll be there too. First PAX. It's the last PAX VG is gonna be for a while. Hey, at least I get to meet them.
Yep.
That's the thing that matters the most.
We get to meet a bunch of turbos there too.
I know, that's also a very important thing to go over there. I'm sharing a room with the turbo actually.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are coming.
Are you guys sharing any rooms? You getting your own rooms or anything like that?
I'll be in my own room.
I'll be sharing a room with 3 other girls.
Well, gee, Yoshi, I didn't know you need that much space.
Yep. I like my privacy. What can I say?
You need your privacy for your accountant stuff.
No. My mind is shut off during PAX.
So you don't think about work the whole time.
Not at all. That's why I go to PAX, is not to think.
I'm pretty sure Quasi would understand you.
Possibly.
Yeah. Alright, well, now we gotta get started with this podcast here. The first question I have, I'm pretty sure Yoshi would mostly answer this. But you could jump into, Katie, if you've seen gameplay of it, or if you even played the game yourself. So I haven't finished this, by the way, so give me no spoilers if you have. What do you guys think of Mario Odyssey so far? We'll start with Yoshi since he's finished it.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I thought, it would be just another Mario adventure, and just from what little I saw beforehand, I thought it looks nice, but not really something to get excited about. But I played through the main story. I had a lot of smiles on my face while playing it, so it was very enjoyable.
That's very good to hear. Katie, did you have any thoughts on it? Do you own the game by any chance?
No.
You did not.
I don't have a Switch. But surprisingly, I've actually seen a lot of my friends who do talk about it and share clips and stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like it's very popular. People are really enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean,
I say it's a hit.
Big hit. I would say so far for me personally, I played through most of it. I'm actually think I'm almost done with it. Oh, come on, no, don't, no work.
An old school telephone.
That's my iPhone setting a fucking ringtone because one of my coworkers is trying to find a cover for tomorrow, but I cannot cover him. I told him this many times. God damn it, man. I'm quitting my job next week, actually, so... people these days. If he ever watches this podcast, you know who you are. You know. Anyways, back to what I was saying. From what I've played so far, I've been really loving Mario Odyssey. I personally think it might be my favorite Switch game so far, right up there with Breath of the Wild. And it's probably going to be the first Mario game I actually ever finish. So, because I've played Mario games before, and I've gone through most of them, but I've never truly finished one throughout.
Wait,
So
you're talking the 3D Adventures 2?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I have the NES Classic. If that counts.
I mean, okay.
I mean, yeah. But no, I've never finished a Mario game. I never finished 64, which I own on the Wii U, but I actually gave away my Wii U now, so and then I had Sunshine, and I played a little bit of that, but I never finished that one either. I had Galaxy and Galaxy 2 for Wii. Played through most of that, but I never finished it actually. So but Mario Odyssey so far, I think, is going to be the closest I'll finish to a Mario game, just because there's something about it that just really appeals to me, and I'm really enjoying it so far. You know? What do you enjoy about it most, though, Yoshi?
I think the way they've incorporated the 3D elements and then somehow combined with the various 8-bit sections that are sprinkled throughout the game. I think, to me, that's been the most enjoyable part, whereas it incorporates the modern game style that they have these days, but it gives you enough nostalgia of the 8-bit fun that it appeals to me. And plus the snapshot mode, I've really gotten addicted to that part too.
I've seen so many snapshots of the game, and there's so many great photos. Like, I think there's a couple where the logo of Super Mario Odyssey covers Mario when he's naked with just boxers, but it covers the boxers area. So it's pretty fucking great. It's like Austin Powers style almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me. I think I would enjoy it as much as I have, but it's been a lot of fun to play.
Katie, since you don't own a Switch, would you, if you did get a Switch, would you get Mario Odyssey?
Probably not, just because it would be fun to play for maybe a little bit, but it's not something that really holds my attention well. Like, the only Mario games I ever, when I was younger and stuff, was like Mario Party, like the original ones, and like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I played a lot of Mario Party and Mario Kart during the time too, so I guess you could say I finished those Mario games since I completed all the cups and stuff.
Yeah, the first few Mario Parts were a lot of fun, not so much the recent ones.
Mario Party? What you're talking about?
The first couple.
I thought 4 was my favorite on GameCube. I played that one a lot. And then there's... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, I think like 4 and below were like the good ones.
I mean, I kind of enjoyed 8, but I know people hate that one a lot for some reason. And I don't know why. It was the last one that had the game board aspect, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the game board aspect of it was the best part.
And then they just started switching to the kart mode, and it was just like, what? That it's not a Mario Party game if you're not competitive.
Right.
That's why I kind of hope if they do make a Mario Party game for Switch, I would love to see like some sort of competitiveness to it instead of teamwork, because that's what I always thought Mario Party was. Like a game where you go against your friends in mini games and try to collect the most stars and stuff like that. So that to me screams Mario Party, whereas the newest ones don't really. That's just my opinion, though. Mario Kart has been doing well, though. I love Mario Kart 8 currently so far. Is anyone there?
Yeah, I like.
You guys are silent as shit.
I like 8 for this. I mean, I like 8 for the Switch, but I mean, most of my appeal was kind of waiting when the Wii U version was kind of ran its course. So, I mean, 8 for the Switch was nice just to have the battle mode back for a while, but then new releases came out, so that kind of, to me, got lost in the shuffle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, if you think about it, though, like, Mario Kart 8, I feel like has been more popular now on the Switch than it has on the Wii U, honestly, if you think about it. Because,
Yeah, I think because now that the Switch is popular, it just has a bigger base to attract fans to.
hmm I mean, would you agree, Katie?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen way more people with the Switch than I've seen them with the Wii U.
Well, I think it's
Like,
because,
even Nintendo fans.
yeah, I mean, I think it's because of the hybrid console this with the portable aspect of going anywhere to take it, and also playing at home as well.
Yeah. A lot of the same people had owned a DS, so I think it's more appealing to them.
I
Makes it
mean,
more appealing to me.
yeah, my friends aren't really the biggest Nintendo fans. I mean, they respect Nintendo and they love some of their games, but they're not like the biggest fans. They're more or less on PC or Xbox or PS4 or anything like that. But when they saw the Switch, when I bring it to some people's houses sometimes, they always say, "Hey, can you give me Mario Kart? I want to play with you. Give me Mario Kart." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." I mean, because it's Switch. I feel like is the most reliable console you can get right now if you want like portability aspects to it, and also like it also has a lot of decent games currently right now. Which it actually brings me to my next question. Like we kind of segue to our next question. Do you guys think the Nintendo Switch is doing well or failing by any chance at this point? I'll start with Katie this time.
Yeah, I think it's doing very well. Like I said, a lot of people that I know who are Nintendo fans, some of them had Wii U, some of them didn't, but it seems like everybody has a Switch. Even people who like just weren't Nintendo fans before and getting them or even talking about getting them.
Yoshi?
I'm surprised how well it's doing, honestly. Just because of all, the questions of, oh, it's portable, it's not a true, home console system. I was shocked how much, excitement everyone was getting. Even, now we're exactly 8 months since its release, that people are so excited, and there's, so much buzz with Odyssey and all the upcoming games that I'm honestly surprised at how well it's doing. But I love it so far, personally.
I'm glad that the Switch is doing well, because if you want to be honest, it was a big risk for Nintendo to take, in my opinion. Like they already sold more than the Wii U has in just over nearly a year now. So like it's pretty impressive with what they have done so far. And the games coming out too are pretty exciting in my opinion. They got a lot of third-party people surprisingly for this system too, if you think about it.
Which I'm shocked, because that was always the big question going into it, is like, how much third-party support will they be able to get for this? So, I mean, pretty much right off the bat, after a few months after system release, you heard all the indie developers and all. I'm shocked that Doom is coming out soon for the Switch. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, now you get to kill demons on the go.
No, well, other people will get to kill demons on the go.
Oh, come on, Yoshi. It's a fun game. You should try it out.
I like how you turned that around so well. Other people will have fun.
Yeah, I know. He's not into those type of games. That's why. He's not into those types of games.
Nope, I am definitely not.
But what about Wolfenstein 2 as well? You get to kill Nazis on the go now.
I'm not a shooter, FPS kind of person.
Man, those are good games too.
I watch other people play it. How about that?
What about LA Noire from Rockstar?
I don't know much about that game, so I'll look at it just to see what
I mean, it's technically out. You could technically.
I mean, but I think he doesn't have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll wait for the Switch version. Anyways, it's not that far away from It's only like a week away, I think, or 2 weeks away. But what L.A. Noire was, it was a detective game. You had to question people about crimes, what happened, chasing down bad guys. Like, it was open world, but it wasn't really like open world as in the sense of GTA 5 or anything like that. Like, it didn't have an expansive world, I would say Rockstar projected, or even Red Dead Redemption that came out a couple years before it. So, but it was a good game. I thought it was pretty underrated from Rockstar, and I do highly recommend checking it out if you're into like crime dramas that are like from the 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah. It looks fun. I want to play it.
Unfortunately, most of my free time, if I'm not playing Odyssey, I'm playing Stardew
Ah,
on the Switch, and that's... Can't believe I'm saying it, but I think I'm playing more hours in my Switch version than I did for the PC version, which is also an insane amount of time.
man, what's the appeal with Stardew Valley?
It's a very chill game, honestly.
So, are you saying it makes you relaxed more when you play it?
Yeah, something you play casually while watching TV or listening to podcasts on the.
Like listening to my podcast, you say?
Exactly.
But what is it like though? It's like I heard it's like a Harvest Moon Animal Crossing type game.
Yeah, that's a fair description of it.
I mean, I'm not really into those games per se, but I'm pretty sure my sister would get a kick out of that because she loves Animal Crossing.
It's the more Harvest Moon. Yeah, it combines social with the farming aspect of it. So, I think, yeah, it's a very fun, addicting game.
I might have to check it out someday because I did see a little bit of it on VGA show and it looked nice, but I wasn't sure of like if this would appeal to me or not. But yeah, I mean, so you guys all think so far that the Switch is doing very well, in per se?
Yeah, I think it's doing very well. It's definitely gotten across what they wanted with it, which was to, but they're obviously not going to hit the same level of the Wii. No, but
I think it could come very close though. Like, I mean, have you considered getting one since you don't own one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been considering getting one. Just don't have a lot of time
Um,
the moment to even play my PlayStation. So, but I think the portable aspects and some of the games coming to it have me intrigued.
Cool. Yoshi, so you think it's still you think this success will keep going?
I hope so. Like all things, it's just a matter of what type of games keeps coming out for it. Is there going to be a new Smash? I know they promised a Pokemon now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Last Pokemon game, so
Metroid Prime 4?
Metroid Prime 4. I mean, the future looks bright. It's just a matter of can they keep the momentum up.
Well, I hope at least next E3 they announce some of these titles like with gameplay clips and stuff like that. Because I would love to see what the new Pokemon would look like. Honestly, I'd be like, holy shit! I want to be blown away by that.
Everybody is looking forward to the next Pokemon on the Switch.
I hope they show Metroid Prime 4 in some way too. Honestly.
Yeah, that should definitely happen, or see some kind of footage.
Was there anything else that was announced during that time frame that was pretty big too?
I mean, the new Yoshi game, or was that a direct? I can't remember for sure.
I think it was during E3. I'm pretty sure that will appeal to you, Yoshi.
Well, yeah. I mean, it looks good from just a graphics perspective.
But aren't Yoshi games known for being notoriously easy?
Easy in campaign, hard if you really go for everything.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to what the Switch has in line for the next couple of years. Hopefully, it'll stay stronger than the Wii U, but I'm pretty damn sure at this point it will, because I already see a brighter future for this thing, and I can't wait to see what games come to it next. So with that said, I think we could move on to our next question. There's a lot of films actually coming out this month. I was surprised by it when I saw the list. I was like, holy crap. So do you guys have a most anticipated film coming out anytime soon? Katie?
I guess mine is technically out today.
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
Is there anything else that's coming out?
One that everybody's probably gonna want to say is Justice League, but I don't really care about Justice League.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm still having some doubts over Justice League in my opinion, but that's just me. Even if Wonder Woman was pretty great.
See it, but it's like something about movies where I like everything that's happening in it, but it's just like the main characters are like so dull to me, at least.
So is that... what was that?
Sorry, that was me.
What was that?
That was me. I just turned something off. Accidentally unmuted something, but.
Yoshi, do you have a film that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the new Pixar movie Coco that's coming out.
Ah. I haven't heard a lot about that though, surprisingly.
Really? That's
I haven't seen anything on TV for it.
That's all I've been seeing lately.
I've been seeing Thor Ragnarok and Justice League all over the place.
I know they advertised Thor nonstop in the last couple days.
I mean, is there any...
Coco will do well though. Doesn't it have like a Frozen short in front of it?
I think so.
That could be. I usually don't pay attention to the shorts, but I think you're right. The next Frozen short is there.
Yeah, all those little girls are going to go see the Frozen short now. Let's go, girls.
For real, like, I forget what the last one that had a Frozen short was, but I think, like, I was working at the theater still, and people literally took their kids to it just because of that, and then they enjoyed the movie.
Wow.
I remember if it was Good Dinosaur or not, but it was, like, one of those that was kind of like...
It wasn't Inside Out. I know it wasn't Inside Out, because I remember the short.
Look it up.
Is there anything else, Yoshi, that you're looking forward to this month?
Not this month. I looked at the list, too, and nothing... other than Coco really stood out to me.
Anything in December?
I think Coco was my only thing for the year. I wanted to see The Foreigner, but I never got a chance to see it.
I never got a chance to see it either. I was so disappointed. It's probably still in theaters, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time.
Right. That's the other thing too, is time. So I'm very selective of movies to see.
What about Star Wars?
Star Wars, I'm probably gonna wait till the crowds die down and I can see it. I can actually see it without having to reserve it 5 months in advance.
I already reserved them, surprisingly.
No, yeah, I mean, I do eventually want to see Star Wars, but yeah, I'm figuring I should wait until the crush of people's, have gotten their fill of seeing it 5 times in the theaters.
Is there anything you're looking forward to, Katie?
Well, y'all are talking about, like, December movies also. I didn't know that was
something. I mean, at this point, I might as well bring up December films.
Well, I'll have to look, but when I was looking through the list of November ones, I saw that, another one on there was, but I don't really know much about it. It's called Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, too.
Yeah, the trailer for that movie did look good.
Yeah.
It has a good
Wow.
cast to it too.
The cast looks amazing, so I'm thinking it will probably be pretty good.
I mean, there's already reviews for it on Rotten Tomatoes I'm looking at right now, so...
If I don't mention The Shape of Water, Laura will freak out. She's so excited.
Oh, the Guillermo del Toro film.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good, actually. I'm not gonna lie. But that's not until December.
It does. It's
Oh, well, we are bringing up December stuff. I forgot.
November. November has like a weird selection of movies. Like it's some big hitters, but then it's not.
And then there's some of the indie films, and it's like, wow. There's if we are gonna bring up December 2, I'm very much looking forward to The Disaster Artist, The Making of the Room, with James Franco.
yeah.
That looks hilarious.
I mean, the trailers I saw on VGA, they look, funny, but I don't know if I would actually go to a theater.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna see it in theater. There's no way I'm gonna miss this one.
Feel you.
Because
Like if it was on TV, you would watch it.
Yeah, if it was on
You
TV.
wouldn't turn the channel.
Right.
I mean, I've been looking forward to this because I've seen The Room beforehand, and I tell you, I can't stop laughing every time I see that movie. So, and then I showed my friends a couple months ago actually, The Room for the first time. They were laughing so hard at it. Like, it was pretty hilarious seeing their reactions to some of the classic lines like, "Oh, hi, Mark," or something. Like that, it was pretty funny going through that. I am looking forward to Thor Ragnarok that came out today, though. It's sold out everywhere, though.
Really?
The funny thing about Thor, I swear I was seeing ads for that back in early or late September, and I swore that it was coming out in October, so that's why it was like, oh, it's finally out? I thought this was released months ago, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I feel like there's just so much marketing nowadays for these movies that they like merchandise at the stores for them, and you'll see ads everywhere, and then you're like, it comes out in like 2 months.
Yeah.
It just gets nauseating, so like that's why I've tried to stop watching a bunch of trailers and stop paying attention to some stuff because it's
Too much sometimes.
That's the unfortunate thing, though, with trailers. It's like I try to avoid it pretty much. With some things I'm very excited for, like Stranger Things 2. I've watched recently, amazing by the way. But I rewatched the trailers and they do spoil a lot from it. So if you're getting into Stranger Things, don't watch the trailers for them. That's all I could say. Do you guys watch that show by any chance?
I have not watched it.
I
too spooky.
told you so many times, Yoshi.
I know, but that's just not my thing. Or that psychological thriller stuff just does not appeal to me.
It's not really psychological. It's just a fun thriller, like that's set in the 80s and stuff like that. So I mean, I personally really enjoy it for my sake. But yeah, I mean, I can see how it won't appeal to everybody, but most people I have been talking about loves the show so much.
Everybody seems to enjoy that.
Speaking of Netflix, I just read this on my phone that just popped up. Netflix just fired Kevin Spacey from House of Cards today.
Oh, officially now, huh?
Yeah.
I know they canceled it, so...
And that kind of ruins the show. Like, I'll say this. Like, the last season, I powered through it, but, like, it was just so slow. And the one thing that, everybody's just waiting for to finally get his comeuppance, like, for him to finally be taken, for the cards to finally fall. And it's like, we're never gonna see that now. as much as I understand, like, he needs to be completely off the show, it's like, man, that show is a complete waste, almost, it seems now.
I mean, in a way, like, I do understand why Netflix got rid of him.
I completely understand. I just feel like show to anybody now if they're not gonna be able to satisfyingly conclude it. Yeah. This House of Cards falling, and now it sucks because there's a lot of good actors on this show.
Well, it's a shame they kind of the people behind the show have to deal with that stuff though with what Kevin Spacey did. So
oh yeah.
They should have. I'm gonna be honest. They should have ended that show like.
I think they did say this is the final season, like, if they do continue it. And Robin Wright, I believe, is just going to be the main star of it now. So.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing. There's so many things that he needs to get his comeuppance for, and it's probably not going to happen now. Understandably so.
I mean, if you want me
it sucks all around.
If you want me to be honest, like, I personally couldn't get into House of Cards. I like you said, I thought it was a little too slow and a little too political for my taste. But
it's all about politics.
I know, that's the thing. Like, I can't. For some reason, I just can't get into it because of that. I don't know.
It's all about politics.
No, I shouldn't have said that, but at the same time, like, I just can't get into it.
Funny. No, I feel you. It's a very slow show. Season was dramatically even slower. It felt like they were just trying to get more and more seasons out of it because it is a popular show for them. But at what point do you keep a show and keep dragging it out before it's like you should have just ended it? Like,
yeah.
Tell your whole story and move on to another show.
I mean, was there any shows that you guys felt that went a little too long for your taste?
Popular shows go too long, honestly. Most canceled ones don't go long enough.
Exactly. Like, Big Bang Theory is like, I keep recording and I'm watching, it's like, why am I still watching this show? It should have ended two seasons ago, but like Katie said, all the good shows tend to end early, way before their time, and all the shows that needed to go stick around because it's too much of a moneymaker for the networks.
Yeah.
I can agree to that, yeah. I mean, there have been some really good shows I've been really into, and then they just cancel it. Just straight cancel it, and I was like, I'm crying inside right now because the show is not going to end properly.
Yeah.
Though I am happy that I just found out this recently that they're renewing the Orville, so I'm like, yes! I love the Orville so much. Yoshi, you should watch that show. Why aren't you watching the Orville?
I have a personal distaste for Seth MacFarlane, so...
For what?
I just don't like his style of humor.
If you want me to be honest, like, his humor doesn't really affect the show. Like, he's in it, and there is some of his trademark humor, but the overall story and, like, the characters I feel are the most compelling of the Orville. Like, there's some...
Be that as it may, the Fox promos kept slamming on the door that is Seth MacFarlane.
I think the promos are getting it completely wrong. That's what I thought, too. Like, I thought it was going to be this shitty Seth MacFarlane show that's going for way too long, and, like, I'm not gonna like it. But then I watched it, and then I was like, huh, that was actually pretty decent. I might give this another look. Then I rewatched the other episodes, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually a really good show. I'm getting into it. From what I'm hearing from most people around me, it's Star Trek compared to the newest Star Trek show, Discovery. So... But keep in mind, I haven't seen Discovery yet, so that's just me.
Well, maybe I'll circle back into it when I can squeeze out some more time. But right now, it's just it didn't. I mean, when the promos kept emphasizing Seth MacFarlane, like I have too many shows I'm watching as is, and I don't need to squeeze in another one. So it kind of got left by the wayside.
Have you guys watched Discovery by any chance? And any thoughts on that a little bit?
Watched any Star Trek?
Yeah, like
I really should.
The newest one, specifically Discovery.
I haven't watched any Star Trek TV shows.
Yeah, I haven't either. So
I really should though.
I watched the first one when it was broadcast over CBS, and I thought I can't. The problem with the way they've set it up is they're trying to put it before Kirk, yet you have all of the J.J. Abrams effects on the ship. So half the time I'm wondering, is this really set in the alternate timeline, or is this really in the Kirk timeline? So that kind of distracted me from the whole plotting, and plus they ended it on a cliffhanger, so if you wanted to find out what happened, you had to go and sign up for their all access. So that,
which is the stupidest bullcrap I've ever heard.
it still bothers me about it, yes.
Oh.
Why would you want to pay $10 for a show that could easily be aired on TV? Like, what?
Well, according to what I hear, they really let loose with the foul language, so this isn't your normal Star Trek.
Still, I just feel like it could have easily been on CBS.
Yeah, totally.
Wait, so the show's not even airing on?
No, it's on their platform.
They aired only the first episode on broadcast TV. The rest is all under digital platform.
That is so weird.
You have to pay $10 a month to get it.
And
it's
they're
weird.
making the money? Is it like profiting them, or are they losing money?
Supposedly, it's driven up their access and it's gotten renewed for season 2.
Okay.
And then yeah.
If I do end up watching it, I'll sign up for the free trial and cram it all in.
Yeah.
Season 1.
See, that's a pretty smart idea in my opinion. So.
Or pay for 1 month subscription, cram it all, and then get out while I can.
Yeah, speaking of the CBS All Access though, did you guys hear they're making a new Twilight Zone show on it?
Just heard that today.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're doing one, and Jordan Peele, who made Get Out, is behind it. So that honestly could be pretty good, but I just wish it wasn't CBS Access.
Right, I can understand if it was under the Netflix ban, I would understand it more because that's their model that they've already set up and established. CBS is trying to insert themselves into this streaming model and really make.
I mean, everybody is, right?
I mean, technically everybody
Disney's
is.
gonna do it now too.
Yeah, Disney's gonna do it.
Right.
I just
at least it's more where you can, like you said, cram everything you want in for a month and then switch service if you want.
Right.
I just find it weird though, because in every other country except the U.S., Star Trek Discovery is on Netflix, yet we don't get the same treatment.
Because CBS owns the rights.
Yeah, but I still feel like it's kind of crap that we get the crap end of the stick here. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, I wasn't surprised, but it doesn't mean I'm any less mad about the whole situation.
I mean, the whole situation behind that is just weird as hell, in my opinion. So
I think it's because they like using the infrastructure of Netflix because it's already like built in, and they're already paying for all that infrastructure of the hosting and stuff. So they're just like, let them handle that. Oh, in the U.S., we can do that though. I think that's a lot of reason why a lot of stuff airs in Netflix, like in other countries.
that is true. I mean, but is it? I don't know. It when I just hear something like that, though, it makes me less interested in watching it because it's like I have to pay for watching a show that could be easily aired on network television. It's like, why?
Yeah.
But I should watch Deep Space Nine though on Netflix, right, Yoshi?
I swear I am going to hurt you if you don't watch DS9. At least some portion of DS9 before it's out.
You want me to watch all of that before Sal?
No. So I want you to watch at least the first season. That's all
How many episodes is the first season?
Standard 20 something.
Do you want me to start tonight?
Huh?
You want me to start tonight?
I'll try to do this. First season?
At least the first season.
I honestly wanted to watch. Like, I love sci-fi.
Because DS9 is apparently a fan favorite in our chat room.
It's a consistent, at least once you get. To me, it appeals to me because it's one narrative. It's somewhat of a narrative arc for out of all the 90s Star Treks, and it really touched on a lot of issues that, in my mind, we're going through today. So I think it's somehow for me relevant, even more so than when it first aired in the 90s.
Like Demolition Man. Kidding.
Yeah, okay.
I'm kidding.
On here and Wesley Snipes.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I honestly think Deep Space Nine is an underrated Star Trek series.
You know what's... My dad told me about Deep Space Nine, and he watched it back then too. He actually didn't like it. He liked Enterprise more. Which is
I'm kind of shocked by that.
I know, right? I was like, wow. I thought I heard Deep Space Nine was the fan favorite out of everything.
Yeah, I think I've watched Deep Space Nine all the way through twice.
Wait, no. Sorry. He didn't like Enterprise. He liked Voyager more.
Oh, Voyager I can kind of understand.
But I heard Voyager's one of the weaker ones.
In most people's minds, yeah, it's the weaker. Or if you're excluding Enterprise, it's the weaker of the side.
But his favorite one is Next Generation by far for him.
But yeah, you can't really argue with that.
But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to give Deep Space Nine a chance. I hope it appeals to me, as I've never seen a Star Trek show.
Give it a shot.
It's on Netflix, so maybe.
Now that you binge through Stranger Things.
Oh, come on, okay. It's just that I love that show so much, okay?
Kidding.
I mean, I got you into Lethal Weapon.
Yes, that was a surprise.
I was actually surprised you got into that.
It just clicked, what can I say?
Katie, has there been any shows that you thought were gonna be crappy at first, but then you actually enjoyed it more than you thought?
That I thought were gonna be crappy at first. You have to come back to me on that one. I gotta think for a second.
That's fine.
It's so hard because, like, lasting impression of something is, like, after you've already viewed it. So you're like, oh yeah, I really love that. But you don't know how you first saw it.
Yeah. One show...
Katie, you brought to mind on your last podcast that I should really give Glow a chance.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really liked it. It's not for everyone, I guess. Like, I thought my brother would like it, but he said he got bored.
Ouch.
First few episodes. I don't know, like, it was funny. Just, like, humor-wise. Because I think the two main leads, whoever the other girl is, were really good. Their whole, like, the way that they interact and stuff, like, I think they hold the show very well. And then the supporting cast is also... You like shows like that.
I like Alison Brie, so I've been wanting to give Glow a chance too, so... I mean, I used to watch...
Mark Maron is amazing in it.
Who's that again?
He's like a podcaster, but like he like totally owns this role that he's in.
Oh, so he's a podcaster, but also an actor?
I guess, I don't know. I listen to his podcast sometimes. And so I was like, oh, he's in this. And dude, like, completely owns the role.
That's good as long as you can identify that the actor is owning it.
Oh yeah.
That makes that makes a difference.
One show that I thought I wasn't gonna be impressed by until SytYoshi talked about it. It was Defiance, because I thought it was gonna be crap because it was under sci-fi, but it was actually a pretty intriguing show.
Yep.
Just it was canceled, but it ended in a good way.
It ended in the most appropriate way.
Yeah, I'll say that much.
Wasn't that the one that had like a video game with?
Yes, but the show is way better than that game. Like, I think the game went free to play even for a while, and then I think they canned the servers like a couple years ago.
Idea for several things have tried that, but like none have been like submerged the TV and video game idea.
I mean, there was also Quantum Break for Xbox One, if that counts too. I mean, I enjoyed Quantum Break, but I don't think it was great by any means. Like, I don't think it's my favorite game of all time or anything like that.
I feel you.
There were some things that I felt were a little bland in it. The main reason I wanted to try it actually is because the Turbo worked on it, and I liked the actors that were involved in it. So that was just me, though. Man, you guys are quiet today.
I've been trying to think of something that I thought was going to be dumb first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's hard because I try to give things a chance. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I'll watch like the first couple episodes.
Man, if Laura was here, she would probably talk every minute.
Yeah, about Stranger Things.
I mean, at least I could have a good conversation about that with her, I guess. Because she talks about it on Twitter every single time.
Okay, we can have an intricate podcast about Hocus Pocus. That's about my scary level.
You know what's funny is that I've never seen Hocus Pocus. I hear a lot of things about it.
Halloween Town?
Oh, yeah, I've seen... Of course I've seen Halloween Town. That's my shit.
That's my spook level, yeah.
That's your spook level, really?
Yeah.
So you can't handle anything else.
I remember one of my friends was trying to convince me to go see Cabin in the Woods. So I went to it, and literally, like, the title screen thing that scared the shit out of me. And I was like, okay, I think I'm done. Like, I got scared by the title screen. This movie's gonna obviously scare me, like, way worse. But I sat through it, and I actually kind of liked it. But, like, I don't like gore.
Yeah.
Really horror stuff.
I know you guys will definitely not be into Saw then.
No.
I've seen the first one, actually.
First one's good. I like the first one.
No, yeah, those type of horror movies, I want to be far away as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Joshi, what about it?
No. I have no problem with clowns, but just...
That clown! It's so good though. Like it's somewhat scary, but it's pretty funny in most places too. Actually,
dude, everybody that blew up way more than I expected it to.
Oh, I kind of knew it was gonna blow up just from seeing the trailer views alone. Like that was gonna blow up no matter what. It came out at a good time too, where there wasn't a lot of horror stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, you gotta watch it.
No, thank you. I'll read the plot synopsis on Wikipedia. That's about it.
Oh, come on.
You could read the book.
You could read the book.
No, thank you.
It's like really long though.
Come on,
I saw
Yosh.
the original, I think, as a kid, like on TV or something.
Did that scare you?
Wasn't it like Tim Curry was the?
Yeah.
Right.
He was a scary it.
Come on, you guys! You guys gotta get out there and watch some horror movies like The Shining or something like that.
No, no. I like to sleep at night. Thank you very much.
Most horror movies, like, just they're so depressing. Like,
I'm pretty sure there are some fun zombie movies. I'm pretty sure there's some fun horror movies.
they don't. They usually all die.
I mean, that is true, but
Yeah, or they shock you just for the sake of shock value. It's just,
Yeah. I hate every horror movie where it's like when there is a happy ending and then like something will happen at the end where it's like, ooh, sequel tease. Something happened. That like happens all the time.
some horror movies don't do that. What?
There was this one movie, I forget what it was, but I was working at a movie theater at the time, and it was a horror film. Like, a cliffhanger, and it was like, go to this website to find out, like, what happens next. Legit.
wow.
What movie was that?
They're like, all, like, they're like, we'll come back next time if we get enough money for a sequel to...
What kind of movie is that?
Here's the tease. Kickstart us for the sequel version.
Oh, I hate it when they do
like that's how they
that.
are. The Devil Inside is what it was called.
Why does that sound familiar?
Came out in 2012.
That sounds so familiar. I think I've seen it on my. Oh, that movie! Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that crappy
But I
cam
feel like
film.
that's how they all end, where it's like the end, almost like a Marvel movie, where it's like, oh, and then you think the bad guy's gone, but they're really coming back.
I mean,
Or the next bad guy is just a placeholder for him coming back in the second.
true. I'm not usually a big fan of cam horror, like found footage horror. There's some good ones, but most of them I don't really like because they just use a shaky cam all the time just to scare you, and it's like it's not scary to me.
Talk about. I love London.
What was that again?
American Werewolf in London.
Oh, that one. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
My brother really likes that one though. American Werewolf in London.
That's like my level of horror, like comedic horror.
So you can't handle anything else but that level of horror?
No, not really.
Come on, guys. You guys gotta watch A Nightmare on Elm Street, man.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah.
That movie will never make you sleep again.
Exactly why I will not watch it.
Yoshi, remember I've been trying to convince Midnight to watch a Saw movie those times?
I don't remember that, but I can see.
I always said in Twitch when she did a Twitch stream. I was like, go watch a Saw movie already. She's like, no. Man, why does everybody hate horror? I love horror so much. It gets the thrill out of me.
It's like one step away from like real like videos that they have online and stuff now. Like it feels like it's just like one step removed from that.
I understand that, but I just know when to separate reality from a movie. So
I don't know. I just
I just don't want to be feeling that. I don't want to be paying money to feel that way intentionally.
I don't want to pay money to feel scared shitless.
Yeah, exactly.
you know, it's a level of horror I don't think is that scary though. Is something like a Scream movie, I would say. Like that's not really that scary, personally.
True story, because I didn't know anything about Scream. The first time I watched Scream was on my campus quad back when it first came out, and it was like the perfect of night to watch it. I could not watch the Scream half the time. That's the level of horror I just can't stand.
It's not even that scary anymore.
It tells me I will not watch that movie.
So wait a minute. So you watched it, but you didn't watch the rest of it?
averting my eyes from the screen half the time.
And you said this was on your campus site?
This was. They were showing it on our quad. And it was like the perfect night to watch it. Perfect skies and everything. I was averting my eyes half the time.
Was there a lot of people there?
Oh yeah, there was tons of people there.
So why did you were safe? There were a lot of people.
I don't like horror.
Man, I'm gonna get you guys into horror someday. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Let's see if we ever come on a podcast again.
Let us know when the next Casper the Friendly Ghost movie comes out.
That was a great movie, by the way.
Hey, that's actually a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the sequels too. Oh, yeah, does Adam's Family technically count as comedy horror? No.
Yeah, sure.
Does
Why
Beetlejuice count?
Does what?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Beetlejuice? Yeah, I would say.
I enjoyed Beetlejuice.
What about Gremlins?
I haven't seen a full Gremlins.
Aw, it's great movies. They're not that scary. Like, they're literally not scary. Like.
Yeah, as a kid it is, but
As a kid it was scary, so that kind of took me away.
But now it's like pretty tame compared to other things.
I just get flashbacks to the Gremlins, so I haven't seen it since.
Do you guys remember that scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure with the Large Marge scene?
Yeah.
Did that ever freak you out?
I'm trying to picture.
I don't recall that scene at all.
When Pee-wee goes with the when he's hitchhiking, he's all alone, and then he finds there's a lady in a truck that passes by, and then the lady picks him up, and then Large Marge goes into this story about this creepy story about herself, and then her eyes are like a stop motion effect that just into this weird freaky thing.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
Oh my god. I'm actually picturing that now. I think I remember what you're saying. Yeah, there was some like scary shit in like kids' films, I feel.
Never. Willy Wonka?
God. I could not watch Willy Wonka.
Why?
It's that like the idea of like they killed off the kids, even though I know they didn't.
They didn't kill off the kids.
They willed them away, and then they died off screen or something.
If you saw the
it really
remake,
felt like they were killing the kids.
if you saw the remake, they all lived. Like you see them go out of the building.
Yeah, I think that's what they always like try to imagine. It's just like, oh well, we're willing them off and they'll get better. But like to me, it felt like they were killing off these kids, and I was like, this is not a fun movie.
The boat scene is when people start freaking out. That's when people were like, oh shit, this is actually kind of creepy.
Yeah, I think the one where like that girl gets like
That's a
blown
blueberry.
up bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that sticks out to me as scary.
Just that girl turning into a big blueberry.
I think it was just like the way the actor played it off. It just like made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Does Young Frankenstein count too, in a way?
Yeah, sure. It's a good movie.
Another Gene Wilder classic. Yeah, I mean, there's some freaky stuff in kids' movies if we do think about it, though. Like, do you guys recall any one memory that in a kids' movie that kind of freaked you out the most?
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That movie scared the shit out of me.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yes!
Are you serious?
Have you ever seen it?
Yes, of course I have.
How did you not get scared by that?
I didn't. I've seen way freakier stuff than that.
Okay, I don't know, like, what kind of movies you were watching as a kid.
Oh my god, this is
Your
great.
parents just, like, let you watch Chainsaw Massacre and stuff?
Honestly, yes.
I don't...
I watched Halloween.
It's so scary.
I watched Halloween as a young kid.
See, that's where they messed up. You already.
I wasn't that young. I'd say like the youngest I saw a rated R horror movie was probably like 12, 13. So.
How are you not scared by? Okay.
I just get used to it at this point. I think the scariest film that I could recall personally that I actually legitimately got freaked out was probably Insidious Chapter 2. Like I saw that in theater and I didn't think I was gonna get that scared, but I screamed the lungs out of me and I couldn't talk for like a couple minutes. I was like, oh shit, I can't talk. I screamed so loud. But
this discussion brings up to mind when my grandmother was watching me and maybe it was just me and my sister that went, and she was watching this like Japanese dub ninja movie, and the ninja eyes glowed and he stabbed somebody through the screen, and the screen turns around and you find out that there was a person behind it, and she was dead, skewered with katana, and that just. I was like maybe like 6 or 7 at the time. I remember I was just like freaking out silently, and I think that's just why horror has never appealed to me.
Gosh.
Nothing like 7-year-olds should see ever.
I just realized we went into like a 20-30 minute discussion about horror. And we didn't even get to the next question.
Would you consider Roger Rabbit a kids movie?
What?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit a kids movie?
Oh man, that's.
Oh yeah.
It's
the
the
one
better.
where they killed the tune. Or is that what you're talking about?
No.
They kill Marvin Acme.
No, that part's fine. It's the climactic scene with Judge Dredd. His eyeballs.
Judge Dredd? You mean Judge Doom?
Yeah. When he gets crushed and then he inflates himself and his eyeballs pops out and then his.
Oh yeah.
Eyes. Oh my gosh.
That freak you out?
Yeah.
It's a great scene, but as a kid, it's terrifying.
It's a great movie in general.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie in general, yeah.
But as a kids movie, that's debatable because there are some family-friendly stuff in it, but there's also some pretty crude stuff if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
In that film. I think.
Watching it later is like, oh wow, there's a lot of adult movies I shouldn't have watching this.
I know. If you actually in the Laserdisc version, I think from what I heard on YouTube, if you pause at a certain moment, you could see Jessica Rabbit fully naked.
Oh jeez.
Full detail, and it's like, what the hell?
Really?
Yeah, there's like a trivia thing on that. Like I read that up on that, and it's like, wow.
It's like one frame of the film or something.
I think if you pause at the right moment, you see the bottom half of her.
Weird.
I know.
When I watched it, like half of those things that you get as an adult, they just went over our heads at the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that when I had it on DVD when I was young, and honestly, I didn't really pay attention to the adult humor. I just watched it for the tunes interacting with real people. I mean,
but that particular scene in the movie really stands out to me.
I mean, if you think about it, like Back to the Future is PG, but that actually has some crude stuff in it too. Like in a way. Probably not as crude as Roger Rabbit though.
No, yeah.
Roger Rabbit's pretty damn crude, I'm not gonna lie. Like it went borderline PG-13.
I think it's way cruder than I thought it would be at the adult viewing.
Yeah, there are some kids movies out there that I do feel like are really crude in their sense. More crude than we thought they were back then. Jesus, I just realized we didn't even get to the next question. It's already been an hour. What the... are you guys ready for the next question, by the way?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could go on to the next question. Do you guys have a most anticipated game for this month? By any chance, Yoshi?
If we're strictly talking November, it's Pokemon Ultra Sun or Moon. I heard there's a lot of stuff in this one, and I mean, it's confirmed to be the last 3DS Pokemon main series game. I'm looking forward to what they're cramming into this thing.
Which one are you getting, Sun or Moon?
I haven't decided yet.
I got Moon for the last one.
It depends on the version exclusives. That's how I usually make my decisions.
Have they not announced that yet?
They probably have, but I haven't been really dug deep into it. Otherwise, I mean, outside of that, Rocket League would be my other main game for November.
Katie, is there anything you're looking forward to?
I really want to play the new Wolfenstein when I have some time.
I want to play that too.
I'll play. Just because I actually really like the characters, surprisingly. I was terrible at the game. I had to put it on easy mode, but there's not a lot coming out really this year, it feels like.
Really? There's actually quite a few games out this month that are coming out.
Like?
Well, I played Call of Duty today. World War II.
Oh, okay.
I played that. There's Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2 weeks. I pre-ordered already. So...
That's true. I could see myself getting that depending on how long the story is.
I mean, I'm just happy they took out all the microtransaction bullshit from it. So...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they took back the pay-to-win stuff that people were complaining about. Which Call of Duty unfortunately still has. That's the thing, though, about microtransactions. Why do people make a big deal about it again? Like, what's the big deal behind microtransactions? Is the topic.
I think people just don't like... I don't want to say people don't like people getting ripped off. Don't like... Because that's not true, because people don't care about other people. They more so... like they're being gypped. I would say that it is, because it's like, well, if I want to get the full experience, and gamers are all about 100%ing things, do that without this randomness factor now that you need money for. It feels like you're getting gypped.
Yeah, I can see that being why a reason. Yoshi, do you think there's any reason why microtransactions are a hot topic right now?
It depends on what kind of microtransactions you're talking about. If it's like, skins or whatnot, it's like, why not just make some in-game currency that you could just have to grind your way to get it? That if you're really that you're really dedicated yourself to getting that skin or weapon, that you make it some ungodly number of currency that you have to collect in game instead of having to pay actual money that people think should have been in the game in the first place, not locked behind a paywall.
Yeah, I mean I know.
I mean, if it's not like actual story, I mean, for me, like Breath of the Wild, if it's actual additional story content that may or may not appeal to people, I'm happy with that as a DLC that I will maybe purchase at a later date. But if you're like some negligible skin that has really no effect on the game, so just put it in the game and just make some high barrier in game that you have to achieve somehow.
Well, what about pay to win stuff? You feel?
I feel that as long as it's not competitive, like say Splatoon or Overwatch, then I personally don't have any heart's content as how high of a threshold the player wants to put up with it. But don't make the pay to win exclude someone who doesn't want to pay feel cheated out of a whole game experience.
Yeah, I mean, with
say for Odyssey, you're gated. You play through the entire game except for the last level, and you need some something, or like you need like 100 moons only if you want to pay $10 extra, and then you can zip off to a final level. I mean, that just seems cheesy for me.
It seems cheating almost in a way too, if you think about it. Just like, and it's also like taking your money away. Like when I don't feel that's the right approach of approaching a game. Like I feel like
you should be getting some money's worth out of what you have to pay.
Yeah, if I'm paying a $60 game, I don't want to pay anything extra just to experience the full thing. I want a game that's complete in my hands, that I can play through without having to deal with any paywalls or anything like that. And if a game does that, great. I can really enjoy it myself. I haven't really had that problem personally so far. Like, even with Star Wars Battlefront 2, like, with the whole controversy behind that, I still feel like I still have a good grasp on the game. Like, I'm not, like, feeling cheated in any way, or somebody's using a hack or something like that to buy. So, to me, personally, I understand where people are coming from. It's not really the biggest deal for me. I mean, if I see a microtransaction in a game, I just don't pay for it. Like, I simply ignore it. That's all. I mean, Fraser has played so many games on his show that involve microtransactions, and he hasn't paid for a single one.
Right.
Except for maybe Overwatch, but Overwatch is different in a way.
But he likes Overwatch. So.
He does like Overwatch. Hearthstone, yeah, that's also another example.
As long as I think people's main problem is that they want to make sure that it doesn't get intrusive to where you almost have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because companies are not going to stop because microtransactions make them way too much money. They're publicly traded companies and they found people are going to pay for it, so as long as people pay for it, they're going to have them in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it does bring a point of microtransactions do sell money for a company. Is it the right way to get money? That's debatable, but it makes money for them. That's all they care for.
Right, that's the point. Companies know that most people are willing to pay for it. I'm very curious how the new Animal Crossing's Pocket Camp is going to do. And I'm surprised I haven't heard much blowback from their microtransactions. So,
what are theirs like?
There's like you can use it to get bells, get items, or special events, or complete items quickly, like you would for any of those Facebook games back in the day. So, and it's only appropriate that Tom Nook is the one you're paying the money to. So, yeah, I mean, as long as you don't feel it robbed of the game experience, I have no problems with it. But when you have to, when you say pay to win, that's when I think that companies should rightly feel some blowback from players.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why Activision and EA are under fire right now because of the pay to win stuff right now. So, I mean, I understand why people do get angry because it may feel, some people may feel like they're cheating in a way, or being cheated on. So that's just my viewpoint of it, though.
I feel it's more painful if it's in a competitive setting like Overwatch, Splatoon, or any of the other those type of games where it gives you a one-up against somebody who can't afford to do it or just doesn't feel it's necessary to do it. If it's in the single person experience, then it's the player who's actively choosing to do it unless it's depriving you of getting to the final level and beating the game. That's what I think that's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know, like like I said, that's pretty much my viewpoint of it. Like, I just ignore it, honestly, when it comes to games. I think that's it for that question, though, right? We pretty much dived in also into microtransactions for a bit there.
We're very meh about them.
Yeah, pretty much.
We kind of hit two birds with one stone in that question, honestly.
Yeah. Will eventually find its place. Like, gamers and the companies will decide on what is acceptable, just like what happened with DLC. Arms about that for a while, but it came to a point where it's like, this is what we all agree is okay. We consider DLC now.
Yeah. So I actually have a bonus question that I thrown into there. I mean, it kind of fits in, but at the same time, I was unsure. So, I just thought of this random question in my head. Like, what do you guys think in terms of like games and like things that are coming out recently? Like, what console so far do you think has the most potential? You could name games as well if you want to back up your argument for it. So what console do you think has the most potential to be even better in 2018? And I'll start with Katie this time.
Oh gosh.
All right.
It has the potential to be even better. I think the Switch will have a good year because it'll have a lot more indies coming out for it. These are going to be supporting it. Have a lot of exclusives that are coming out in the next year. Sorry, Xbox.
Yeah, my Xbox is collecting dust.
Yeah, like my brother has one. And I feel because like there's not, while they're doing well in third parties, and I'm sure they'll have a great year because Red Dead's coming out and a bunch of other stuff. I don't even know what exclusives they have coming up.
I don't know either. I can name like 10 PlayStation exclusive, and I can't even name one Xbox One.
Yeah, and not to say that there's not any, but it's like there's not any that just pop out where you're like, oh my gosh,
this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yoshi, do you have one in your mind?
PlayStation 4.
Wow.
I know that's going to shock a lot of people, me saying that, but I think PlayStation 4, I mean, just unannounced titles. You got Red Dead, Last of Us 4, any hints of Final Fantasy 7.
Last of Us 4?
Or Last of Us 2, sorry.
I wish there were 4 games.
Yeah, Last of Us 4.
Last of Us 2, but, I mean, even just watching the Paris Game Show footage today for the first time, there just seems to be a lot of momentum building for the PS4, so Switch will continue to build momentum on this really great year that even exceeded my expectations for it. I think PS4 has a lot of momentum, especially with God of War and all the other titles that are coming, seemingly one right after the other. So, yeah, I mean, Switch will continue to do great. It's all the announced titles at E3, but I think PS4 seems to be picking up steam again. So.
Yeah. And they're diversifying, like, they have their PlayLink thing now, they have their VR, they have different experiences.
They're able to reach a lot of people, and I agree that Xbox is not even in the picture now.
Yeah, I mean, I judging from the game library that's coming up pretty soon, I'm actually more lenient towards PS4, I would say. I do think the Switch is going to have a very good year ahead of itself right now, and I do think there are a lot of good games coming out that I'm pretty excited for Switch.
I think the Switch is building on all the indies and all the third parties are finally porting their games over to a Nintendo platform, which to people like me.
Heck yeah! Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim and the 7th release date.
I'm not but I mean, people like me who only had a Nintendo console, you finally get to experience these games on a Nintendo console. So I mean, that for me is exciting. But I think from an overall perspective, I think PS4 really has some things going for the next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm texting right now my coworker who called earlier. Really convincing me. He's really trying to convince me to cover his shift tomorrow. But I told him specifically I'm gonna be busy all day. He's really texting a lot to me. I'm trying to just text to him.
I mean, because Metroid, there's we know Yoshi's coming out next year, but there's no hint of Prime 4, so that could be late 08, 18, late, or even 19 for all we know. So, I mean, strictly from an 18th perspective, I mean, we only know of Yoshi and Kirby, so we just play the waiting game for things after that.
Octopath Traveler?
I hope so. I really hope that lives up to the billing. Demo was good, so.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I don't know if that'll have the mass appeal that, you know, modern RPGs convey these days.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
I hope my coworker understands and he doesn't get mad at me that I'm gonna be busy all day. Cause I'm getting sick and tired of hearing him. Cause I don't mean to bag on him, but he really annoys me sometimes. And I highly doubt he's gonna watch this. I never even told him I have a podcast. Okay, diverting from the question a bit, I just really don't like this coworker of mine. Like he's the laziest bastard I've ever seen in work. Oh my god, dude, he's trying to convince me to cover him tomorrow, and I told him I can't so many times. Hold up real quick, I'm gonna reply to him real quick.
Just tell him, even if neither of us showed up, it'd be better than you showing up to work.
Wow. I'm not saying you guys can just show up.
Sometimes, where it's like, if people are like, oh, this person, I can't get anybody to cover my shift, blah blah blah, and I'm like, just don't come in then, because I feel like if you come in, all you're gonna do is complain the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
So just
No. Oh, okay. I can tell you. Okay. Well, it seems like he accepted my reasonings why I couldn't cover him. Okay, so the reason why I can't cover him tomorrow is because I'm gonna help out a friend's brother move out on from morning to afternoon. Then I gotta go home because I'm gonna be home alone all day. Like, I have to take care of my pets and stuff like that because my parents and sister are going out to a concert tomorrow, and I can't leave the house unattended. So, and not just that, like, I think my friends are also gonna come over after we help our friend's brother move. Well, my friend's girlfriend's brother, pretty much. So after that, I think after that, when we all go to my place, we're gonna go see Thor Ragnarok. So I'm busy. Like,
plus any move wipes you out anyway.
What was that?
Any move of any kind wipes you out.
I know. It's like I told him this so many times. It's like he doesn't listen. And I can tell you so many stories at work right now that he's been so bad at his job.
If someone's a jerk, I usually don't cover for them unless it's like...
He's not just a jerk, he's just bad at his job.
Like, if they have a family member who's like they're like an emergency, but if it's like not that, then I'm sorry, you weren't nice to me, I'm not gonna cover for you.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, why I asked him actually, why does he need a cover? He didn't really give me a reason why. So I was like,
well, then no.
I'm gonna say no. I could tell you so many stories about him because, okay, so whenever I go to work, there's two shifts. There's the morning shift and the night shift. I usually work the night shift on weekdays, and he works morning shift. Like, I work at a tea place, so we have to, like, if you ever work morning shift, you have to leave enough stuff for the night shift to have to supply for the night times.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't leave shit for me or anybody. Like, he doesn't make any teas, he doesn't make any supplies for us. It's terrible what he does. It's like, it pisses me off. I'm surprised nobody has reported this guy, and I'm already quitting soon, so... it really... this guy has been on my nerves for nearly a year now, so... I'm not calling him out or anything like that by name, but if he ever comes to this podcast, he'll know who the fuck he is, so... He'll know who the fuck. Oh, I just can't believe I took a moment just now just to talk trash against my bad coworker, so... Do you guys have any coworker stories that you feel that should be shared?
No.
No?
Not shared in public, no.
Okay. That's fair enough, but I'm pretty sure there's been that coworker that's pisses you off so many times.
In
Oh,
case
yeah.
someone ever does find this podcast.
They piss me off so much, I talked about them on this podcast. That's how famous they are. Or infamous, you could say. Anyways, going back to game consoles. Sorry for that little detour. But as I was saying with PS4, there are so many games coming out. Like, Yoshi pointed out some Last of Us. Freaking, what was the other one you named, Yoshi?
God of War.
God of War, freaking Detroit Become Human, the Spider-Man exclusive game, the freaking, there's, Horizon Zero Dawn has some content coming out. I know there's a lot more. Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's coming out too. Kingdom Hearts 3 is technically for both, but I think we all know most people are gonna get it for PS4. What else? There's so many others.
I hope we get some news about the Final Fantasy remake.
Probably at PlayStation Experience. We'll probably get some next month.
Oh yeah.
There's also Dreams that Red Laddie has been looking forward to the most. Every time a PlayStation conference goes on, he always says Dreams.
There are a lot of people looking for it.
I know. I actually thought it looked pretty cool. Like when I first saw it. I think it was first revealed at the first ever revealing for the PlayStation 4, actually, like 4 years ago. So, that's how long it's been. And we've been waiting. I wonder if there's going to be any VR capabilities, though, because it seems like it could have VR capabilities from what I saw in the past. So, it looks...
That concrete genie or whatever it was?
Yeah.
That looked nice.
That looks pretty cool, too. The ghost of... Fuck, I can't even pronounce the name of the last word. It was again?
It was like
Tsumi?
Tsuni or something like that.
Yeah, it's the one made by Sucker Punch.
Samurai one.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to that one. There's a lot more coming out. I know there's a lot more. But other than that, like, there's... I don't know, PS4, to me... I love Nintendo Switch, don't get me wrong, and I'm definitely appealed to some of their games. But with PS4, I feel like PlayStation has a more universal audience, in my opinion, than Nintendo does.
Right.
Because Nintendo, I do think Nintendo does have a pretty big audience too, but it's only like people who are into their games. Whereas PS4, you could pretty much name a single game that is on every platform, but most people will play on PS4. Because currently, right now, PS4 is like, I think, the highest grossing console of all time this decade. So, that's just my view of it. Like, I do think PS4 does have a good library of games coming up. And I bet there's going to be even a lot more to come. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more PlayStation Experience next month, personally.
Probably.
It's hard to believe it's next month already.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Like, Paris Games Conference is only like a couple days ago. And we're already getting another PlayStation conference soon. I don't know. Something about Xbox is just failing at this. Like, they're not marketing enough. And they're not having enough games to support it, in my opinion. Seriously, what exclusive can you name from Xbox that's coming out? Like,
Crackdown.
that's one, but what else?
They have the racing game.
Forza, that's like a tired library of games already, in my opinion.
Halo.
What was that?
They have the Halos.
I'm so tired of Halo now. I was disappointed in the last one, so most people were actually disappointed in 5. But yeah, I can name like 20 PlayStation exclusives that are coming out. Then I can name 5 or 10 Xbox exclusives coming out.
Yeah, I don't think they're putting priority into the exclusives.
I mean, I don't mean to be mean to Xbox, because I did grow up with Xbox a lot back in the day. But if they honestly didn't really compete anymore in this whole gaming console war shit, or whatever you want to call it, I honestly think they won't be missed. Yeah, at this point. Like, you don't really hear anybody right now talking about that hot new Xbox One game coming out. Like, it's all about Switch and PS4 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they had Cuphead. People talked about Cuphead.
Cuphead is good, but it's also for Steam, so if you have a PC...
True. I feel like that's where, since they're playing the PC and, they're like, hey, you can play our game on PC.
That's another factor. That's another factor that hurts them.
Yeah, it's cool, but it does hurt their brand.
It makes you wonder, why would you even purchase an Xbox anyways if you have a capable PC to play those games? So... It really does hurt them in a way. Like, I feel like it's not benefiting them, but more or less going against them in a way.
I mean, now that I think about it, they're coming out with the new, the Xbox One X, and there's nothing to really drive it.
Yeah, there's no new game that I feel like that is stand out for the Xbox One X. There's significant upgrades they're making to older games.
Right, upgrades to games, but nothing that users like me who don't have one even consider getting one.
And I sure as not.
Compatibility.
That's one thing they do have a get with them that would benefit them. That isn't PS4 or Switch. The backwards compatibility. So.
Yeah.
But at the same
they
time.
Keep adding stuff apparently to that, like just.
Yeah, they are, and they actually have original Xbox games now to it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is cool, and I do, and it makes me wonder, like, how's backwards compatibility going to be like in the future for them? But at the same time, I'm still just wondering, why do I even own an Xbox now? I'm not really playing with it anymore. The only thing I really use an Xbox for is for media, like YouTube or Netflix. So it's honestly sad to think that way for Xbox. Because I honestly did want them to succeed in their console right now. I think also the name kind of hurts it in a way too. Xbox One, like, are you referring to the original Xbox or the new Xbox?
Well, had already had their problems with that, so.
I mean, what was I gonna say? Like, I mean, if you want to go back to like Nintendo though, like the Wii U, if we want to be honest, was a pretty terrible name for that console. That's just me though.
I had no problem with it, but I can understand people having differentiation issues, especially if you're not.
Well, didn't people think it was just an add-on at first?
I think so, yeah.
Because I thought I heard that a couple times in chat, like. Even Target like marketed it as an add-on instead of like a full-on console that is a sequel to the Wii.
You gotta remember, like, the Wii had people's grandparents going out and buying a console for the first time in decades. Like,
hey, my uncle.
First time forever. Like, they're not. You put them in front of them. You say, "All right, here's the Wii and the Wii U. What's the difference?" They're gonna be like, "It's this, the iPhone S." Stuff. They're gonna be like, it's an upgrade of it, right? We don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I got a Wii U for Christmas thanks to my uncle. So, yeah, I
I'm
mean,
saying, like, even my grandparents had a Wii, and I'm like, they just played Wii bowling.
dude, Wii Sports was the shit back then.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you come up and say, oh, here's... I'm trying to just think of, like, any kind of name. Like, if you were to say, oh, here's the Switch, and it does a bunch of other cool games and stuff like that, you'd be more apt to buy it instead of you say, oh, here's the Wii U. Oh, well, I already own the Wii. Why do I need this one?
It is honestly true.
Yeah.
It is true. And I think that's what hurts with marketing the most. Like, marketing you have to really be careful with sometimes, because... And naming too, naming consoles, because sometimes the name of a console can hurt your sales even in a way.
Absolutely.
Did we have anything else to say before we could wrap this up by any chance?
Xbox One X.
That was hilarious. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing about that.
What, the reveal?
Just the reveal and
The names.
Dude, dude, like, that name was just like, what the fuck? If they just called it Xbox Scorpio, I wouldn't mind it. Because Scorpio sounds like a cooler name than Xbox One X. Apparently, their Day 1 edition is called Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition. It's like, why isn't it just called Scorpio then?
I don't understand how the marketing team is probably getting paid like so much money for this.
marketing is a weird thing to begin with. So.
That's true.
I sat through enough marketing class to understand like why
Yeah.
many people to come up with stuff.
Sometimes it's like honestly a dumb idea. It's like you're a genius, and then it's like a dumb idea. And it's like that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
What public opinion is.
Yeah, it's honestly true. All of it's true. Like, I just found it so funny when they revealed that. It was so hilarious. Like Xbox One X. Oh, that just makes you cringe sometimes. Pre-order your Xbox One X now. Anyways, I think that's everything we have here, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. Well, I think that's it for the 17th episode of One Take. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We got really sidetracked a lot during this episode, but I guess it made for a better episode because we passed the 1 hour and 38-minute mark now for this one. So,
Katie and Laura went 2 hours. So.
I mean, true. I mean, we have been here for nearly 2 hours because of setup and stuff like that. And also, you got to hear my rant on my coworker.
Let's get it all out now.
I know. I'm quitting anyway, so I don't give a shit. And then we also get to talk about horror a lot, even though that's your guys' hated genre.
Yeah.
That's like why Katie and Yoshi hates her.
Go see it, guys.
No.
Fucking spooky with Katie and Yoshi.
Give anyone any idea.
Oh, that should be a good segment show for my channel now.
No.
I'm just kidding. Don't worry. I'll show you horror movies at PAX when we get there.
Yeah. Try to find me first.
Find you first? I know what you look like.
Playing as soon as you start up the next horror movie. You'd be like, I had to go. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I'll find you guys and I'll pop up on my phone and I'll show it to you guys.
Oh God.
Okay. You try and think that.
Do you accept glumps?
No. Personal space.
Can I at least give you a handshake?
arms from behind, I don't take.
What about hugs? From the
too. Just give me my personal. Let me know that you're coming. That's all. That's all I ask.
Did Star ever do that to you?
Yes, he did.
You love him for that. I know you.
I'll tell you the story itself.
Why don't you just tell me after the show when we're done?
That's fine.
Alright, well, let's wrap this up now so I can hear the glomping story. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Why don't we give out our social medias where we can find everybody? Katie, can we find you?
On my Twitter handle at Fighterkes.
And for you, Yoshi?
I am on Twitter also, SytYoshi. I don't tweet a lot, but if you want to follow me, I'll be there.
Alright, and you can find me with my real name at Sean Lee Rag on Twitter. You can find me on this YouTube channel, One Take Podcast channel, youtube.com/One Take Podcast channel. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll get this uploaded as soon as possible, and thanks for joining us on another episode of One Take Podcast, the 17th episode. Alright, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.